Welcome back. This week, it's all about gardening. The good, the bad, and the sad. Let's go through it. You know, there's something beautiful about a garden that is tended with love, care, and attention. When you give it what it needs, sun, water, and a little bit of patience, it rewards you with life. From fresh herbs to crisp lettuce and tomatoes with beautiful flowers, and all it takes is just a little bit of dedication. But sometimes life has a way of getting in the way of all good intentions, and before you know it, a month passes. And when you take a break, it doesn't take long for the garden to get neglected. We do have a lot of tomatoes that need picking, so we're going to just do this slowly. Well, actually fast, because one shouldn't really do this in the middle of the day. The heat is unbelievable, but there's no time like the present. All right, we'll start down this alley. Okay, Charlie, I can't compete with you. The weather has been up into the 38s, then it drops all the way down. So these poor tomatoes don't know what season it is right now. So I'm going to pick everything I can. Tomatoes like to have a consistency of water, otherwise they end up splitting. We had 15 mils of water in an hour. See that? So I think there's going to be a lot of them that I have lost. I've picked tomatoes, and I have actually cleaned up a lot of the tomato down here. I have lost quite a few tomato trees around the back there, you can see. I think I must have lost about 30 or 40 plants. But the ones, as I said, that stayed hardy are the cherry tomatoes. Look how beautiful they are growing. So I've left them going wild rather than just on the one stem, because I really and truly don't know how long these are going to last. I've lost all of them down this side here. Another one there. You'll see there's quite a few over there that I've lost. But you win some and you lose some. These ones, however, you can see with the leaves, they're beautiful. So I'm going to let those go wild onto the Tom Alley at the top there. The big tomatoes are really, really, really taking strain. Look at their leaves. That normally says not enough water, but I don't know. I think it could be the temperature change from 5 to 10 degrees in a week. But it looks a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Tomorrow I'll get out here and I will give it some fertilizer and top it up with compost. So the pickings I have for today, it's not too bad, is that.
Let the cleanup commence.
Time has a way of slipping through your fingers. A day becomes a week becomes a month. And before you know it, the plants that were looking so promising start to lose their shine. And then we had the issue of irrigation leaks. Some part of the hoop house was bone dry, and the others were waterlogged, drowning in so much water. And let's not forget about the pests, the aphids, the creepy crawlies. They thrive on neglect. A healthy, well-maintained garden can fend them off with a little bit of help if you do some companion planting, natural repellents, or just simply checking on them every few days. But once I'd left them completely unattended to, well, the pests moved in. Life happens. The garden is always there waiting. But it's time. When you neglect a garden, you lose more than just your crops. You tend to lose the connection to earth, the rhythm of the season, and the quiet joy of watching things grow, and the hard work it takes to get it back. If it can be saved, it just feels so overwhelming.
Watch out for pipes. Mandy's making good progress in here. I hope you didn't go through a pipe. You should check first. That's why every time I come home I've got to spend the first 3 days fixing everything.
Yesterday I got ruthless. I've learned a lot of lessons this year. When you do plant seeds, make sure you have time to separate and take out where they're going. Tobacco ran out of time. Clive's bright idea to plant an avo tree, it's now just taken off. The other small one we have, different variety, as you can see, hasn't done much, so that one can stay in here for a bit longer. I thought it'd be quite clever to put a papaya, but maybe not. I think that'll have to be removed and put outside somewhere in the garden. I planted melon seeds and also ran out of time to separate and put out into the garden, and they've just run amok, as you can see. So I'm going to yank all of those out, get this hoop house back to some kind of usable condition. Clive's going to get the windows open because it is very hot. It gets to about 40 degrees in here. And then plant some more lettuce and see how long we can keep the salad bar going. Slowly, hoop house is coming right. We need to fix the leak, get a few stakes, top up with soil, and plant a few more seeds. And Clive hopefully will get the window finished before he goes back.
Confident?
Yeah. My chili peppers are doing fine. I'll come and harvest some of those. There's a few to be harvested here. Tomato alley doesn't look like what I had last year. It's actually quite sad. I'm not sure if it's the metal that's getting too hot and killing the leaves. Although the cherry tomatoes are doing fine, but all the others are really, really taking strain. Papaya's happy. Pawpaw, papaya, and the asparagus seems to be doing fine. But tomatoes, not so much. Lesson learned. Plant more cherry tomatoes next year.
We got a melon.
I know.
Oh, can we pick it and eat it before it goes frog? I think we're going to have to extend the loop for Nico, so we can bring him down here once a week for a day or so.
The first signs of trouble are the easiest to ignore. A few weeds here and there, a wilting leaf. I kept telling myself I'll get to it tomorrow, but tomorrow came with its own list of tasks. And the next day, it was the same. Each day the garden kept asking for a little more attention, and each day I seemed to give it a lot less. It wasn't long before I began to feel the pressure, and I seemed to be, forever chasing the garden. It needs watering, it needs weeding, it needs harvesting, and every time I thought I was catching up, something else fell behind. Crops have either gone too far, or the weeds had taken root so deep I felt like it was an impossible task. That's when I realized I'm never going to catch up. A garden keeps growing whether you're there to nurture it or not. And every time I thought I was getting one step closer, another challenge appeared. I tried to fix everything, but there was no way to undo the damage of the weeks I had spent away.
You need a hand there, babe.
It's done.
Done?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Just like that.
There's a hole deep in it.
I took it that deep.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
Grow up. A couple there.
Goes like a fucking weed.
Alright, I'm sure you'll be happy then. You're out of my pepper garden. And that's how you transplant.
And you got sorted. Oh, I'm in the way.
I'm just going to give it some water and hope for the best. I know it's not the best planting skills, but it's now out of my pepper garden. And it is like a weed, as Clive says, so I'm sure they'll do something there soon. That is where it has come out. which will allow me to then transfer. There's a couple of peppers there that need separating, and I can put them in here. Okay. Here is a sneak preview of what happens when the winter comes, before you really realize it's about to hit. I have done the peppers, as you know. There are 3 beds here, although you might not realize it, but that's going to be done in the next couple of days and prepare it for spring next year. I have managed to give the hoop house a really, really good clean out. Some of these peppers are still doing okay. My jalapenos, I have almost finished trying to sort out the tomatoes. This avocado tree is really coming on well. It has suddenly just sprouted up, so that will go out in the summer. And this avocado tree has just taken off. So as soon as summer comes, I will get that out into the garden. Some of the peppers are still hanging in there. I've managed to cut off all the damaged leaves, but I'm still getting a lot of fruit. This pawpaw tree, papaya, is doing very well in here, but will definitely have to go outside. These are the snippings I took from the grapevine, and they seem to be doing very well. This papaya definitely didn't like the cold snap. It went from 10 degrees overnight to 4 to 1, and it said no. This will now give me the opportunity to pull out all the dead, resort out the beds, and get ready for spring. However, I won't be too harsh on myself. I have gotten a bit of reward for those long days in the sun and the sweat and the sore muscles, even if I didn't get every seed to sprout and thrive. There were moments like this when our land gave back what we invested in, and I have managed to preserve a few of the things that we have grown on our land this year. And although my tomatoes didn't do as well as last year, I have managed to preserve and can quite a bit. There is something special about planting a seed, watering, nurturing, and watch it grow, and nothing nicer than coming down here in the afternoon to pick some lettuce leaves, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, and onions to make a salad. Way better than going to the store to purchase. So I guess never give up. I've always got next year to try again, and hopefully I'll have better success. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Ciao!